All right, boys and girls, if you're tired of throwing content at the wall and hoping it sticks, if you feel like you're stuck in the post and pray cycle, then today's episode is about to change the game. I'm sharing a simple content strategy called the 30-30-30 method. It's a balanced plan that helps you grow, nurture, and sell consistently without that burnout, girl. We ain't doing no burnout. And the best part about all of this is that it works, whether you have 300 followers or 30,000 followers. So let's dive in. Welcome back, y'all, to Call Her Creator, powered by Stan. This is the podcast from women who are building brands, creating content, and turning that influence into income. I'm your host, Caitlin Rhodes, and today we're going to get tactical. If you're a business owner, digital product creator, social media manager, whatever it is that you're doing, you're trying to show up consistently on Instagram, and I see you. But if you actually want to see results, then this episode is your blueprint. So let's start out with why most content plans don't work. This is why your content is bombing. Most creators don't have a content strategy. They have a content to-do list. They post a reel one day, a quote the next day, maybe a photo dump on Friday, but it is super duper random. There's no plan behind what each post is doing for your business. That's why your engagement has stalled. That's why followers don't convert. And it's why you feel like Instagram is a full-time job that pays you in likes. How much we getting paid? 3 likes, $3. So if that sounds like you, truly, no shame. I've been there. If you scroll to the end of my Instagram account, you gonna see some funny things up in there. I was sharing quotes. I shared pictures of my dog. I showed pictures of my son's toes. Don't know why I did that. There's so much randomness on my Instagram from the beginning. But what's funny is that randomness got me 800 followers. And that was it. It stuck at 800 followers. I can never, ever grow. I finally started using a repeatable system, the 30-30-30 strategy. That's where all this comes in. And look at me now, mama. I got 187,000 followers on there. They buy from me. They trust me, most of them. And you can do this too. You just got to follow this strategy and it's super duper easy. So let me break down what the strategy is and then we'll get really nitty gritty with it with some examples, okay? So the 30-30-30 strategy is a content breakdown that ensures that you're not just growing, but you're nurturing your audience and you're driving revenue. You are doing something with your content. You are not throwing that spaghetti at the wall. You are turning your followers into paying customers. So here's how it works. Your content is broken up 30-30-30. So 30% is growth content, 30% is nurture content, and 30% is sales content. Don't worry. I will tell you what that other 10% is. So the growth content is designed to reach new people, to grow your account. The nurture content is meant to build trust with your current followers. And then the sales content converts those followers into paying customers. Now, what about that 10%? Because you thought that I didn't know math. And I will tell you that I actually don't know math. But I do when it comes to 30-30-30. I know that equals 90 and you got 10 more for 100. So that final 10, are y'all sick of me yet? That final 10, I leave that open for wildcards because not everybody wants to plan their content all the time. And I never want y'all to be glued to like the specific strategy. Like you have to have some days where you can just post whatever the crap you want to post. So the 10% is wildcards. That's viral trends, personal moments, seasonal content. Think of that as like your flex space, right? Flexion year. All right. So what is growth content, Caitlin? Because right now, sister friend, I'm at 1,000 followers and I'm ready to grow. I'm ready to blow up. I'm ready to start this business from Instagram. Let me tell you, I got the answer for you. Growth content is what helps you attract new eyeballs to your page. It's not about being perfect. It's about being discoverable. So types of growth content, hook heavy reels. So 3 things I'd do if I started over on Instagram in 2025. Very hook heavy. Trending audios with value overlays. That's a trending audio reel with you putting some type of value. You write it out as the text. Carousel post with curiosity driven headlines. So maybe that first carousel graphic says, this mistake is keeping you stuck at 1,000 followers. What are you going to do? You're going to want to swipe. And finally, searchable SEO optimized content. This is great for the Explore page. What have I told y'all about the Explore page? That is how you blow up your account. I've got an episode about the Explore page specifically and how to get found on there. If you go a couple episodes back, Super duper valuable to listen to. Definitely recommend it for your next money walk. Speaking of money walk, I hope you are walking right now while y'all are listening to this podcast episode. And if you are, take a selfie, show me that grin, share it to your stories, and tag me, the Caitlin Rhodes, Call Her Creator. I've had a lot of gals sharing their money walks. Some of them are pushing their babies in their strollers. Some of them are walking their dogs. Some are just walking themselves. And I love it. It brings me so much joy. So please keep sharing your money walks because we're going to start a movement. What matters here, though, with the growth content is that you stop trying to impress and you just try to connect with your perfect audience. You want to make shareable content, savable content, relatable content. Put yourself in your target audience's shoes. You're not making content for yourself, you're making it for them. You are not showing up for yourself. You are giving people a reason to follow you. All right, next type of content was the nurture. Nurturing content is really good. Like the best way to explain it is like the glue of your brand. Nurture content makes your followers feel like they know who you are. It's where trust is built and loyalty is formed. So some examples of nurture content, this could be behind the scenes of your business or your offer. How do you make it? What do the people do behind the scenes? The girls at Influence, if you follow influence.studio, they just did an amazing reel this morning. So proud. And it's basically like Gracie, like she's dancing and it's like, oh, I wish I had a social media team that could help me post consistent content. And then she like breaks down into a dance with our other team members and they're all dancing and it says to hire us as their social media team. And it was lovely and I loved it. And that is a really good nurture piece of content. And it's salesy too, but like it's more nurturing though because it's fun to watch. They're doing a dance. I always love watching people dance on Instagram. Personal storytelling, your why, your journey, your values. I'm trying to think who does a really good job at this. My friend Shelby Clements does a very good job at her why. She's always sharing why she started her business. She's always sharing like the raw, messy moments. And I love that about her. She does not sugarcoat anything. So if you need some inspiration, you could always check out her page. Client wins or transformations. And this does not just mean like putting a quote or review on a graphic. This is like another client of ours, Molly Sleep Shore. She asks her clients for pictures of them throughout their journey of teaching their babies how to sleep. And then at the end of it, she has all these photos and she can tell a story or share a video. And it really says like how we got Waylon to sleep through the night, changing XYZ or whatever it is. And then it's a story and it's not a review. And I love it, but it is a review, but it's in a storytelling way. It's so good. Our team does those, by the way. If you need some social media management, Influence Marketing Studio is your girls. Nurture content mini trainings, quick tips. Here's how I made $1,000 from one reel. Break down below. Here's how I get my baby to sleep through the night. Read the caption. Don't say well, you could say read the caption, but I'm kind of getting sick of the read the caption. So maybe you say something like steal my strategy below or something, or steal my sleep schedule below instead of read the caption. Voiceover reels, talking head clips. Talking heads don't always perform that well for me until I started shortening them up and having a very clear call to action. Like, what do they need to do next? Oh, they need to comment the word head, and then it takes them to a Google document that I created that explains the strategy for them. Those work really well. But if it's like a snippet of my podcast and a talking head video, those just don't perform as well. And I know it's not my content because I share really good stuff on this podcast. I think it's just people get bored. I don't know what it is. Maybe the snippets I choose aren't the best. Maybe we really, I preach about hooks and pulling out the best piece of content when you're promoting it like that. So maybe that's what it is. The thing about nurture content is you need to make sure you show your face. Make sure your voice is shown too. Like, can they hear your voice? Are you humanizing yourself as a brand? Invite these people into your process. Don't just post the final product, right? You want to let them see what happens behind the scenes. What's the process into it? Be consistent. Connection compounds over time. Start conversations with them in the DM afterwards. Ask them questions. Use your stories, use your polls, talk to them, nurture them. All right. Other piece of content, the other 30 was the sales content. Now, this is the fun part, making money. Sales content is not always about launching. It can sometimes just be about selling without sounding like a car commercial. So some examples of sales content could one be direct offers with urgencies. Only 5 spots left for coaching this month. You got to sprinkle those in. DM campaigns. Want help creating your first offer? DM the word start. Have mini chat set up, or, your DM automation through Stan, have that set up to start the conversation in the DMs. You could always do soft sells. So that's something like, this tip is from my Instagram sales machine course. And then you give a little tip and that makes them want to buy the whole course. I need to do that myself. I'm really bad at sales content. I do the soft sell, but I don't say like, this is from my Instagram sales course, or, well, sometimes I do. I'm thinking like, if I promote my membership, sometimes I'll be like, hey, we've got new templates that we just launched in the membership. DM the word Canva to get them. So yeah, I guess I kind of do it, but I need to get better at it because when I do this, it actually really works. So pro tip. Sales content works. What matters most with sales content is that you don't just say what you're selling, but you say why it matters to them. How's it going to solve their pain point? How's it going to make their life better? Be clear, not clever. If they don't know what the offer is, they will not buy it. Stop trying to come up with these foo-foo, fluff names for your offers. Keep it simple, stupid. Have you ever heard that? It's also good for SEO too. Like if someone is searching for an Instagram sales course and you named it something like Hot Girl Sales Course, I don't know. Instagram sales course is probably going to come at the top of the search engine before the Hot Girl Sales Course. Just my opinion. Repeat yourself more than you think. I've told you guys that you have to talk about your offer over and over and over again. You're not annoying. You're being consistent and you will be known as that girl. You will be the go-to for that thing if you talk about it all the time. Now let's put all of this into action. Take a look at your next 30 days of content. If you're posting 4 times a week, that's 16 posts. And here's how you would break up the 30. If you're doing 16 posts 4 times a week, you would do 5 posts that are growth, 5 posts that are nurture, 5 posts that are sales, and then 1 post would be a wild card, fun, personal. Plan your content around your goals, guys. If you're launching soon, lean heavier into nurture and sales. If you're trying to grow, stack the deck with shareable trending reels. You don't need to post daily. You just need to post strategically. And so this 30 will help you do just that. Pro tip here too, repurpose your content. One idea can become 3 different things: a reel, a caption post, a story slide, call to action. Or go back to the episode of the rule of 3. You take one idea and you turn it into 3 different reels. I gave you the strategy for that in the last episode and it's so good. If you want to see consistent Instagram growth and income, you need to plan visibility, trust, and conversion. It all needs to balance out. That's exactly what the 30 strategy does. I would love to hear from you guys. If you're doing something similar to this, if you're doing a mix of content, I would love for you to DM me on Call Her Creator and tell me which pillar are you strongest in right now? Which one are you doing the most? Are you doing more growth? Are you doing more nurture? Are you doing more sales? Which one do you need to show more love to? How can I help you do that? Can I give you suggestions on what to post? Like, send me a DM. Let's talk about it. All right. Last thing I'll say here, get in that money walk, take your selfie, tag me. If you love today's episode, do me a favor, share it with your friends, screenshot this episode, share it to stories, tag me, promote it, help a sister out. Help us get Call Her Creator out into more ears. Leave me a review, download this episode, all the above. All right, that's it for today on Call Her Creator. Keep creating, keep selling, and remember, you don't need to go viral to be valuable. You just need a plan. All right, check out my show notes before you leave. I've got some fun stuff over there linked for you. Thanks.